So I'm not sure if you guys followed, but there's this new Indian startup app which got super popular called Matix. Think of it like QuizUps but for math.
Building a B2C startup is super hard.
Oh,
They've reached
really?
actually 50,000 users in 6 months, and now in the last couple of weeks they've added another 25,000 or so on top.
Go and tag near Tanmay, but that's what the next thing you would say. Oh yeah, actually you can do that.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Indian Startup Desktop. Let's go.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
If you're watching us for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel below. Alright, let's get started. So, India fools Pakistan. We've been fooling them a lot of late, but let's see what this is about. Test drill was supposed to be on 7th in India, no? Testing happened directly on prod as usual. Moving on to Forever 21.
Isn't this the same case with the new cricketer in Rajasthan Royals? There's a video of him 2 years ago where he was 14-year-old 2 years ago as well.
Yeah, Adit's been 21 for the last 5 years, I think. But moving on to naughty BlinkIt.
Ooh.
BlinkIt, what is this behavior? Who does this BlinkIt?
What is this, Cheta?
Is this subtle way of saying like 100 rupees per coconut?
What the fuck was that, Pawan? Sheesh, let's move on fast. Boss, are we making progress on the project? Yep, moving along nicely. Also, you accessing the document. This happens a lot.
When you ask for document permission 2 minutes before the call.
I was just gonna say that.
Moving on to hard relate. Me with the boys, all zero MRR, walking into Stripe sessions.
Let's go. Me in every weekly review call.
Drones in Bangalore. Saksham, do you want to read this out loud?
बैंगलोर में ड्रोन आए तो जनता को लगेगा फूड डिलीवरी का नया स्टार्टअप है. Look at that tweet. बैंगलोर में ड्रोन आया and if it's not Kannada तो it won't blast.
By the way, guys, this is true. Okay, there is one startup. I mean, Big Basket is partnered with a drone startup to deliver via drones in Prestige Falcon City
I
apartment
saw that. I
complex in
saw that
Bangalore.
videos.
Pretty cool, guys. Sci-fi
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Moving on to the story of the week. Maths is the new addiction. So I'm not sure if you guys followed, but there's this new Indian startup app which got super popular called Matix. They are basically like a mental math application where you can challenge your friends to play these mental math games with you. Think of it like QuizUps, but for math. And this app blew up. A lot of people started using it, and they knew that Tanmay Bhat is a huge fan of the other app chess.com. So what they did was they kind of told all their users to keep tagging Tanmay Bhat, and within a matter of days, Tanmay discovered and he started using it now. How insane is that, right?
Yeah.
I think it's super, super cool. It also just shows so much power of social media and how these days, just reaching a little bit of masses has become easier as, even compared to what it was 3-4 years ago.
Building a B2C startup is super hard. And in recent days, B2C startups in initial days also do not actually attract venture capital that much until you prove like a typical DAO to MAU ratio and all those blah 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 metrics as well. And it is found that you can't scale another app which might be of similar category also the way a previous app has been scaled. Like every gaming app which has scaled has let's like own playbook. You can't copy someone else, so on and so forth. There is one guy who is building playbooks on it in the West, that is Nikita Bear,
Yeah,
who has
in
been
fact,
doing it consistently.
I wanted to tell that, Pawan. I know that every B2C app, especially apps that are meant to, go viral, each virality is unique in its own nature. So I
Yeah.
think they've taken a lot of learnings from Nikita Beer to figure out how to actually, scale this application. But it's been crazy, dude. They've just been live for probably, a couple of weeks, and already they've blown up, quite well.
So they've actually been apparently live for a good 6 months. They've seen this growth in the last maybe couple of weeks or so. So in fact, there was a tweet which said that
Oh,
they've reached
really?
actually 50,000 users in 6 months, and now in the last couple of weeks they've added another 25,000 or so on top.
Oh, like I literally heard about them a couple of weeks back, and that's when everybody was like, "Oh, there's this new app that's gone out." But
Well,
You know,
hope
it's
that it happens to Indian startup desktop one day.
yeah, guys. Please make us go viral. What is this?
Go and tag near Tanmay, but that's what the next thing you would say. Oh yeah, actually you can do that.
I mean, why
Tanmay,
not?
but is basically our sponsor, dude.
Thanks, Tanmay.
Yeah.
Damn.
But guys,
So
have you used QuizUp? I think the core insight to this is that all games are fun, but all games are extremely fun if you are competing with your friends and people that you know, right?
I think the moment you start building that sense of community, which is what the folks at Matix are trying to do with these live duels, daily challenges, and then you can also track progress. I think these are some good ingredients to building like an app that could go viral. Pawan, what do you
and
think?
and specifically for apps like which are into math or maybe chess or it may be gaming where you are showing some amount of skill, right? Might be legit or illegit skill. You would want to have a sense of show off there. You want to prove to someone that I'm better than you. So the moment you put a competition friction to it, right, you become like more enthusiastic, more energetic, going into repeated loops of trying to defeat someone. That
Yeah.
brings your like better ratio.
And here it directly, people could correlate with this becomes a validation for smartness in some sense.
Wow. Look at
Yeah.
this. 50K users in just past 6 months, and
Yeah,
recently
exactly.
50K users in 6 days.
Wow.
Wow. World is here, where are you?
Imagine
Sharda
new
University.
imagine new spin. Tanmay becoming an investor at Matix.play. Obviously, the
Very much
conversation must
possible.
have started. Yeah.
110% sure that's gonna happen now.
100% would have started, yeah. Or at least a brand deal or a sponsorship or something of its sort.
I think so. Tanmay must have cracked that deal before doing that post.
Okay, moving on to top startup news of the week. Ather goes public.
Let's go.
There's actually a super proud moment for all of us. Who would have thought, right? A two-wheeler, EV company, based out of Bangalore in just like, a few years. They've not only built a great product and, super great community, but they've also managed to list their company. What do you guys think? Pawan, do you want to go first?
Yeah, story of a great product, maybe not so great distribution, but picking up there. Now making way into public markets happening true.
I also feel like, while it seems like it's super recent, Ather actually has been around for over a decade. If I remember correctly, it was founded sometime in 2012 to 2013. So, you just don't realize that how long these guys have also been building. Everything just looks like it's, been coming up in the last 4 or 5 years, but it's a lot more
Bro, by the
work
way,
that's put in.
taking a company public in 10 to 15 years is a huge deal, dude, by the way.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
No
It's
so
doubt.
actually
it's
a
actually a
startup thing to take company public in like 10 years. The legacy companies take like decades to go public.
but look how nice Bhavish Agarwal is, dude. Congrats to Tarun Mehta and the whole Ather Energy team on this milestone for the Indian EV
Some
economy.
brownie points he wants now, no? Some good PR after
Let's
so
see.
much flack that he's been receiving.
See, there you go. I knew people be fucking with him.
Of course,
Still
bro.
no response. I made full payment on same day. For scary, dude. He made full payment on the same day he booked bike. Still no response from team.
Oh,
I
God.
think so. Like, it's high time that Ola team integrates CRM with Bhavesh's Twitter. Half of the complaints are raised here only.
So imagine how much they'll be actually getting raised in their
Yeah, dude.
internal CRMs.
Yeah, also a
And
great listing for Ether. I mean, it listed at a 2% premium, and I think that's great in the current markets. And now,
in this
obviously, I
market.
think, and currently now, at least like in the last couple of days, the market's also gone up owing to everything that's happening around the world.
It's
So
interesting
Okay.
that
yeah,
the public also has now realized what IPOs are, because there was a time when every Tom, Dick, and Harry who was getting listed SME IPOs and all were getting like 30% premium listing, 20% premium
Yeah.
listing, and everyone was going crazy. Like, people actually are thinking IPO as lottery, that everything that you put in will come out with shiny like some XX profit. But I think so
bro,
the behavior
are
has
you telling
corrected there now.
me, are you telling me it's not a lottery?
It's really not, dude. It's actually the baptism of fire. Dude, look at Stripe, dude. Stripe, probably at their peak was valued at 90 billion. They've still not gone
95,
public. Yeah.
95 billion.
They've still
That's
not
the
gone
thing, right?
public.
everyone thinks IPO as a final destination, but IPO is actually a fundraising event. So it's actually a
Yeah.
start. So you raise fund from there and then you start to the next level of
Yeah,
journey.
that's
But
what
everyone
people
thinks it as
say.
end.
Yeah, it's so funny how us startup people are so wired because whenever I tell
Yeah.
somebody, oh, this company is going to go for IPO, but dad's like, oh, now we're going to see their actual growth. Now we're going to see if they can actually compete. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, I think this is like the finish line, right? For how a lot of us think. But it's crazy how a lot of us startup people have such short term vision, especially in things like this.
No, IPO is actually very twinned with exit. Like employees will get exit, people will get exit,
Investors will
investor
get
will get
exist.
exit,
Yeah.
founders also will get exit in some way. But actually, it's not exit; it's start of a new journey altogether.
Yeah, if you have no reason to raise money and you're, bootstrap profitable, etc., etc., then, I don't think companies will ever need an IPO. Like, look at Zerodha for that matter, right? They're pocketing all the money. They don't have to listen to any shareholders. What a great scenario to be in, right?
I agree.
Also happens like once in a, I don't know, like a 20, 30 years.
But what about Stripe, dude? Like, this is a little bit of a detour, but Stripe has also raised a lot of VC money. They obviously need to give these VCs their exits, but why do you think they haven't gone for their IPO?
Because the Stripe founders are also like a prodigy. Okay, if you have read the story about Stripe
Yeah, yeah,
founders, they are
crazy
also like a
guys.
kind of Zepto story, but in US market where a lot of big people bet on them too early, and they delivered growth also in some level. But the investors who have come at the last, I don't think so. Their revenues are supporting their exit. So even if
Yeah.
they do go public, the last investors who are the real big investors are, I think so, they are kind of private equity players, not just VCs. So they
Yeah.
are not very confident that if they go public, they will be getting like those kind of returns. But they, I feel, those last investors are optimistic that they can offload this share to another big private equities with some higher revenues.
Let's move on to Razorpay's super cool ad. For years, cricket ad breaks have belonged to celebrities. This year, we flip the script. We hand the spotlight to 35 bold individuals, not entertainers but builders. People creating jobs, solving real problems, and shaping India's future. And instead of asking them to talk about Razorpay, we asked them to talk about something more powerful, their vision.
Small and medium businesses are the future, and we are here to empower them.
I want to empower Bharat with quality education.
We are reimagining healthcare.
I'm building satellites to monitor our planet's health pixel by pixel.
I'm rewriting the rules in men's fashion.
We are setting the meat industry right. I'm crafting shoes.
But
Wow.
damn good, dude.
This
Like,
is amazing. Like, I know I work at a competitor company, but
How
this
do you
is
get
too good.
how do you get best ROAS with low budget? Do you guys feel that like this is
yeah.
a win-win for founders also, win-win for Razorpay also, great
Dude,
campaigning also, fresh
Yeah,
way of
which is
thinking also.
like I just thought this was so smart. Like the fact that this is also giving a lot of these founders and their brands visibility.
yeah.
I
It's
think
very
it's
smart.
such a cool idea. Yeah.
Dude, you know what? They actually did this a couple of years ago. I think it was some campaign called Powered by or
Correct.
Disruptors, Powered by Disruptors, etc. But what they basically did was they converted every founder to like an AI avatar or like some AIification of that founder and their brand. And for some 50 days or 100 days or something, they kept publishing a new founder and their product and their brand on the front page of a newspaper, dude. It's crazy. Like, which brand thinks like this, no? Instead of talking about themselves, they're talking about their merchants. Very creative.
What are some of the other good ads now that we're talking about this that comes to mind that you guys just remember vividly?
In the
Nirma?
Indian startup scene,
Washing powder Nirma, washing powder Nirma.
what happened? Oh, um, that one that Tanmay but wrote for that sexual wellness company where Johnny Sins comes and all that was pretty funny. I
Oh,
remember.
Bold Care, the Ranveer
Yeah.
Singh, Ranveer Singh's brand. Yeah, that's
क्या करूं ताकि इन्हें बेडरूम में कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो
bold.
Even
Cred ads
we
were funny.
oh, dude, credit ads are pretty cool.
Specifically the Rahul Dravid one went
Oh, the
viral.
Indranagar Gunda.
No, never
That
heard
one
of
went viral. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Do let us know in the comments, guys, if you have come across some cool ads that you should check out.
But that's it from this week's edition of the Indian Startup Desktop. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so below. See you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Ciao.
Ciao.
Sci-fi. Hi-fi.
No, Saksham, please.
Please cut this, Karan.
Karan, no, please keep it.
Bloopers.